Okay, thanks. So my name is Shankar. I run IIMBx Digital Learning Foundation, which is part of IIM Bangalore. Now I know where the name comes from. I've always wondered. So thank you very much for that. So I've actually been quite compliant and gone through the slides that Sahal had put out yesterday, Hemant. So in memory of those slides, let me talk to some of those points. I'll start with quality. I come with 30 years in media. So quality is very dear to me. I don't mean the shouting matches on TV at night. I mean production values of video, right? So what is it that I think Rajiv touched on taking classroom teaching to digital. That is a big challenge because people teach in the classroom. Are they able to teach in digital? That is a question mark even with the best, some of them, and also with a lot of the video we see externally. So we sit in Fix. We are the national coordinator for SWAYAM for management content. So we have a job of work to do there. So the answer to that lies in FDPs, in guidebooks, in rigorous reviews. So we are very keen on getting media quality production values into educational content, and we mean well with that. Now, retaining the attention of the young is a big thing that we wrestle with. We also supply content for the Institute's BBA program. So you're dealing with kids who just graduated from school, and there are about 2,000 of them, 1,000 in the first batch, 1,000 in the second batch. So a lot of interactivity in the studio. And this is one model that we are experimenting with, where we actually have students in the studio when the professor is shooting. So there's a question-answer dialogue that happens. Animations, graphics, creation of personae, that kind of thing. Can we improve the quality of instructional content that goes out? Vernacular content, I think, was also touched on. High-quality translation engines is what we're building with lip sync. So you have a professor who's never spoken Hindi in his life suddenly speaking fluent Hindi on camera. We can do that in many languages potentially, obviously with good quality checks. Otherwise, you tend to get, even now, you tend to get some exotic results sometimes. The second lens, I think, was spoken about was AI, which also speaks to the first one. Building a querying model, we're building bots for courses. We are also finding out that students are using AI, like all of you have noticed, in very sophisticated way. So you will find people feeding transcripts into notebook LLM, generating flashcards, generating videos, generating questions. So if you can't beat them, you want to join them and you want to be ahead of the game there. So we are running training sessions on how to use AI for learning for some of these guys. We are using AI to build case studies, which is the lifeblood of management education, obviously. And we are also, I think there was a bit about peer learning. So learning pods within the BBA, I spoke about 2,000 students. So BBA, we have learning pods of 30 students each, where the more brighter or the students that are doing better are actually teaching some of the other students. Finally, I think there was a bit about affordability and ROI. And here, I think an interesting model to follow is this tie-up between state governments, like Karnataka, for example, and academia, more than edtechs and academia. More likely, it will be academia that does this. And we have a center of excellence set up there, which with the Karnataka government, where NSR Cell, which is our incubator, and my company IIMBx, we combine to provide advice and content. So we're running a fintech program. We have about 500 students on it. And this is geared towards everybody, but especially towards students in backward parts of Karnataka, and also to women who are coming back into the workforce. So, and it is priced, thanks to a generous government grant, it is priced at very, very affordable, very low levels. So I thought that is a model that we can look at in the future for access. That's basically it. Thank you.